sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. And if this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash that subscribe button, turn on the notification so you get notified each time I upload. And please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I want to say a massive shout out to every one of you for all the love and support you all give me here. I am truly grateful. Thank you all so much. So for those saying that racism, it's no longer existing, I want you to, we are going to listen to this together, and I want you all to know that it is very much alive, right? And the fact that somebody sat down to write this letter is very disturbing. And this could be somebody's father or mother or somebody's brother, right? And I am asking you all, wake up every day and all you want to do is gaslight black people. Enough is enough. We don't want to, we are tired of all your BS and all that. We are not taking it anymore. And the earlier you all learn to leave black people alone, the better for you. Because I don't get it. They said that black people ruin everything they touch. Like how, brother? How do we ruin everything we touch? When you all wake up, all you want to do is just bring black people into your business. We don't want to be in your business. Stay on your lane. We are always on our lane. Don't you get that? Is that too hard to ask for? And they wait for that to say that black people, race is violent, and that black people have low IQ. I see who have low IQ. People that wake up and want to write rape and seize letter to people that don't even know they exist. Such a messed up people. You know what? Say go to the screen. Let me roll this clip. We'll come back to talk about it. And I absolutely want to read your comment. Let me know what you all think about it. So straight up, let me roll.
A letter that I just received in the mail, and I think it's worth reading on air. For people who say that racism doesn't exist in this country, this letter right here is going to say otherwise. First time I heard you on the radio, not by choice, I thought they can't find anyone smarter than that. Second time, again, not by choice, was this morning with you egging on black protesters to get out there once it warms up. LOL, classic black thinking. And protest the Akron grand jury decision to not charge the police officers who returned fire and killed a young black man. The grand jury decision was absolutely correct. The police officers were shot at and returned fire. The letter goes on to say, try teaching your children to respect authority. Try teaching them to not run from police. Try teaching them to not put on a ski mask when they're just out driving around innocently and enjoying the spring weather. Above all, try teaching them to never shoot at police officers, because if they do, they're going to get shot back at and most likely end up dead. You also referred to a white man who shot and killed a black man with your smirking comment was, can you imagine being afraid of a skin color? And then they go on to say, are you kidding me? The black race is a violent, savage, uncontrolled, unraised, low IQ culture that terrorizes our cities and neighborhoods. Almost every day in cities with large black culture, with large black population, there are shootings and murders. Once were beautiful cities, are now killing fields because blacks ruin literally everything they touch. Our cities, our schools, our neighborhoods, sports, spring break, festivals, and concerts. Even our beaches are being violated with brawling black women with the hideous wigs, the insane fake eyelashes, the repulsive rear ends that they shake like monkeys at the zoo. While blacks have spent the last 60 years looking for more ways to scam the system, thanks LBJ, white people, even some libs are waking up, know that no amount of time or money is going to cure what ails the black race. I don't believe there is a cure, to be honest. Blacks are the only people on this earth that literally make zero effort to help themselves. They spend all their time whining and wailing and, of course, protesting when the weather is nice, demanding that our country feed them, clothe them, house them, and give them free medical and dental care. If I ran the city of Akron, I would put every available law enforcement officer on the streets today. I would borrow officers and equipment from neighboring cities and townships. I would call up the National Guard to control any rioting. Cities must use every means to protect law-abiding citizens from the brainless savages. And any protester who is dumb enough to attack any officer will get exactly what he/she deserves. Police officers are not the problem. Black people are. I want to go back. I want to go back into the whole thing about lazy, right? Black people are lazy. So that's the end of the letter. Okay, that's the end of the letter. Let's revert back to the black people are lazy. Now, is that a blanket statement? Because if it is, I think that's false. If that's a blanket statement, then are we going to say that all white people are mass shooters? No, we're not. We're not. So if that's a rabbit hole that some of you are willing to go down, what the hell is your problem? Because guess what? At the end of the day, you're listening to me, and I'm not listening to you. You tune in because you know who I am. I have no clue who you are. And you know why? Because you didn't leave your name on this letter that I'm going to frame proudly in my house and show this to my kids when they get older. Come on now, don't be stupid. You think I'm going to do anything with this letter? I read it on air. You got the satisfaction. I'm sitting here smiling. Like you said, I had a smirk on my face. Thanks for it. But this letter right here just goes to show that it's 2023, for crying out loud. And this country is still full of bigots. This country is still full of racists. In Stark County. In Stark County, I've spent the better part of this week talking about 4 people in a video from a local school, three girls and a mom using the N-word, right? I have come out and I have talked about that. And then I receive a letter like this, and it just does nothing but prove the point. Do you see what I'm talking about when I say that America is as racist right now as it was in the 60s and the 70s? My grandparents, they endured things that they probably were thinking that I wouldn't have to endure. But here we are, 50 years later, and all those bigots that we had been waiting to die off are still here, and they're sending in letters just like this. And then those bigots, those racists, they have died off, but then they pass their racism. They pass that racism right on down to their kids, and then their racist kids pass it down to their kids. So at the end of the day, America's still just filled with a bunch of racist, bigoted, closed-minded idiots. And this letter right here proves it. This letter right here proves it. But I love when people send me letters. Now, I have received some letters that are, hate me, and that's fine. That is fine. All fine and dandy. I don't care about that. But don't attack people because of the way they look. To sit here and say blacks are the only people on this earth that make literally zero effort to help themselves. Elaborate on that. But no. It's easy to sit there, type up a letter without your name on it, without a return address on it. It's easy to do that and send it. So in today's society, we call people keyboard warriors. These are people who are just too scared to approach anything. Come on, you could talk. Guess what? I know I make enemies. I get on the show all the time and I talk. I say what I feel. And you know who I am. Why can't I know who you are? And like I said, whoever wrote this letter, I hope you have the day you deserve. Hope you stub your big toe on your coffee table, right? But this world is still full of racist people. This world is still full of hate. You can say that it isn't. You can act as if it isn't. Just open your damn eyes, because it is. Maybe you haven't experienced the racism. Maybe you haven't experienced the hate. I'm surprised that this letter didn't go as far as to use the N-word in it, honestly. Honestly, I'm surprised it didn't go as far as to use the N-word. Man, well, this is it. Our once beautiful cities are now killing fields because blacks ruin literally everything they touch. Our cities, our schools, our neighborhoods, sports, spring breaks, festivals, and concerts. Even our beaches are being violated with brawling black women with the hideous wigs, the insane fake eyelashes, the repulsive rear ends, that they shake like monkeys at the zoo. That's someone who they have been holding on to these words. Holding on to these words. I hope that person doesn't have kids. That's all I'm going to say. There's some people in this country that shouldn't be allowed to reproduce. There's some people in this country that shouldn't be allowed to influence young people. Whoever wrote this letter is that person. And if you're sitting there smiling and you're agreeing with that letter, you're just as a terrible person as they are. So that's the way I feel. You could say they could speak their mind to me, right? Why can't I speak my mind to the low-level bigots in this country? Why can't I? And yesterday I was told I'm tired of these Debbie Downer days. I thought we were having a great day today. I thought we were. I was trying not to talk about super controversial topics, and then Mr. or Mrs. Bigot of Stark County decided to send me this letter. Man, but hey, I appreciate it. I just wish they would have sent me a return address. That's all I'm asking. Just send me a return address. We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna chill out for a minute, but before I say some words on air that I shouldn't. But this is the country that we still live in. For those that say racism isn't that big, there's a line that says black people have spent the last 60 years looking for ways to scam the system. White people know that no amount of time or money is going to cure what ails the black race. Like I said, have the day you deserve. I'm not saying that's a bad day either. I'm just saying, have the day that you deserve, and let's hope that the person who wrote this, doesn't have any kids to, I don't know, kids to infiltrate. Imagine this person being your parent. Imagine that person being your grandparent. Oh man. We're gonna go ahead and get to a break. We're live and local. I'm Jordan Miller.
So this is all we got from the letters, and I was able to gather some stitches from people, and then we are gonna get into the stitches straight up so you hear what people are saying about it. I am really disappointed. I am so disappointed that somebody actually wrote this letter to somebody, and it's just so horrible. Let's get into the stitches.
A letter that I just received in the mail, and I think it's worth reading on air for people who.
If you want the full context to that letter, I invite you to go back and rewatch the whole video, or at least watch him read the whole letter. Okay? I'm not going to do a recap of the letter. I'm just going to throw out a few points. Okay? Racist white people and their ancestors are literally the cause of all black people and minorities of all their suffering. They're the main cause of the transatlantic slave trade. They're the main cause for Willie Lynch syndrome. They're the main cause for massacring the Native Americans. They have a whole history of war and violence. A whole history of war and violence. They invade other countries, take resources that doesn't belong to them, make the people that they invade pay them. I mean, you guys literally cause havoc. You wreak havoc everywhere you go. But you want to call black people the savages, the uncontrolled, the unraised, low IQ. And if you're thinking, well, why don't black people just go ahead and start a city on their own and we'll leave them alone and they leave us alone? Oh, trust me, we have. There are cities that used to be here in the United States that you never even heard of that was full of black people until it got destroyed, until it got bombed. I can go into the full history of that, but you guys are not ready for that conversation. Racist white folks are literally the cause of all black folks' retaliation and behavior. You're the ones who went to the continent of Africa and say, oh, they look different. Let's make them as slaves. But we're the animals. Oh, black people are are shooters and murderers and everything else like that. But you have racist white kids causing mass shootings in school. But we're the animals. Racist white people, I suggest you take a strong look in the mirror and tell me who the real animal is, who the real savage is.
People who say that racism doesn't exist in this country, this letter right here is going to say otherwise.
Please go back and watch that video in its entirety and listen to the letter that he received. Now, this is why a lot of people in the Black community feel that integration was not the answer. Clearly, it didn't solve racism. And the reason for that is that we had Black people being thrown in the mix with people who carried these same mentalities and ideas. All the negative stereotypes that had been forced upon them, the beliefs about Black people that they've been indoctrinated to believe. And there was no work done to dismantle that, to unindoctrinate these people, to deconstruct the anti-Blackness that they've been spoon-fed since birth. Black people were thrown into this with the same people who carry these horrible mentalities and were told good luck.
So this is all we got from the stitches. And before we draw the curtain, I am going to say that you see how guys, like how they keep saying Black people are savages, Black people are this, Black people are that. When they are low standard, when they are the problem, Black people are not your problems. Go look for your problem and sort your problems out. They keep saying there is not race and season, but it is all alive. And the fact that this might be somebody's parents or somebody's like aunts or something, I mean, scares the hell out of me. Really, because I don't know how people do things like this. And they say they are the learned one. They are the educated one. And now who is the educated one? I really don't get it. This is where I'm going to draw up my curtain. Thank you so much for the support. And let me know what you all think. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye for now.